Hey, I'm Matthew Hales, and this is my older adult interview. First, just as a summary, um, just some of the questions that stuck out to me were first, physical and mental disabilities she felt like she's developed. She didn't feel like she had any mental disabilities as far as physical. It was hard for her to come up with some, but she did say that she gets chronic migraines, she feels like, as well as she has a bad knee, which causes her some pain sometimes. Um, as far as medical care, she doesn't really go to a doctor anymore. She went to the doctor mainly when her husband was alive. They went to go get his medications checked out, make sure dosage was right. And then she would, while her husband was there, she would also schedule like a checkup. But she stopped going after her physician missed a diagnosis that landed her in the hospital, and she no longer goes to the doctor. Um, Things she found stressful when she was younger. World War II. She said that she always worried about there was going to be another war because World War II pulled her father away for 5 years. As well, that time sent her mother into a series of panic attacks. So she always worried about wars. So she found it stressful, always worrying about if there was going to be another war or not. She didn't consider herself to be older. And when I asked her when she did notice that she started getting older, she said about 83, which was only 2 years ago. So she doesn't really feel that old. And the most important historical event she felt she lived through was World War II. And she felt like it had an influence on her life because it pretty much shaped her view of the world and kind of started a whole new world. Like they went from a state of depression to new horizons, and it had a big impact on her life. As far as retirement, some people I've heard don't like retirement because they think it's boring. She did like retirement. She felt like it gave her an opportunity to spend more time with her husband and to be able to do things they enjoyed and always wanted to do together. Um, as far as the reflection, um, I found it interesting. Something I learned from her was that World War II, just the trauma and the impact it had on this generation of older adults. So they lived through World War II and it had a mental impact on them. They always worried. She told me that she always worried for years that there was going to be another war, that her father was going to be ripped away from her again, that her mother was going to go over the edge and just continue in panic attacks because there was going to be another war. So I feel like I learned that this age of older adults has a certain level of trauma from World War II. One thing I feel like that I found interesting, and that was like I was surprised by the answers, that she doesn't go and see a doctor. She hasn't been to the doctor since her husband passed away, and that's been for 4 years now. So she doesn't go and see a doctor at all. I feel like it has to do with the doctor, her previous doctor, missing a diagnosis that landed her in the hospital. But no, she feels like she's healthy and she doesn't go and see a doctor. Something else that I found interesting and that kind of confirmed my beliefs is that I feel like older people don't feel like they're old. She didn't feel like she was old. She felt like she was capable of doing all the other things, but as she thought about it more, she was like, yeah, I am a little slower. So I always felt like older people don't view themselves as old, but they just aren't able to see that their body is changing and it isn't as capable as it once used to be. She also confirmed my belief that successful aging, you need to continue to read books, you need to continue to engage in hobbies, which she said she does hobbies like sewing, arts and crafts that she's always done. And she says that keeps her mind keen. And these were some of the things I found. So thanks for watching and have a great day.